So today I'm going to be talking about Invincible Superman Zambot 3 GX-84, which is this figure right here. And next to him we have Zambot Ace, which is GX-81, both by Bandai Solo Chogokin. The reason I show this one is because Zambot 3 is in the anime is a combiner, combining three, and Zambot Ace is one of them. It also includes Zambird and Zambol. So Bandai decided to create Zambot Ace, never created the other ones. So if they were in scale with each other, Zambot Ace should actually be quite a bit smaller, since he would be one of three robots that would combine into Zambot 3. But it is interesting that Bandai made one of them, and my assumption is they only ever intended to make one. It is a unique Solo Chogokin figure in that it's in the FA-DC scale, but is not an FA or DC, since it is an actual transforming figure. So I'm going to put him to the side, and we'll focus on Zambot 3. This figure came out in August 2019. The anime was by Nippon Sunrise, was released in 1977. There were 23 episodes, so not very long series. And as far as I can tell, there has never been a English release. So I found what appears to be a French one, which was La Invincible Zambot, but I've never seen an English version, so I'm assuming that they've never made one. The figure, or we'll say the robot, is another one that's in the anime is listed as quite large. So this one is listed as 60 meters high, which kind of makes sense as a combining robot. You could compare that to Invincible Steelman Dieturn 3, which was 120 meters tall, so it would be twice the height. And then Mazinger Z is 18 meters, so less than a third. So he'd come up to not even Zambot 3's knee. Are the Japanese meticulous about maintaining scale in crossovers? No, not really. They seem to care about listing out sizes, but I don't think they really particularly care about maintaining consistency. Even within the anime, they don't generally maintain consistency. Maybe more nowadays than they used to, but I'm gonna guess that if you ever did have a crossover between Zambot 3 and Mazinger Z, they'd probably just make them the same size, because it would be kind of silly to have a tiny little Mazinger Z. The Zambot 3 only appeared in the one series, and then, as far as I could tell, was in some Super Robot Wars games, and that's about it. I don't know that the figure ever appeared in anything else. And so since it is a FA full action, it has the full action articulation. Oh, I'm sorry, that doesn't swing up. Which includes, of course, the shoulder hinge and the extreme range of motion. Again, these figures, the FA figures, are meant to be as close to anime accurate as possible, and this does not do any combining. And I would say that if it were a combining robot, it would have to be larger. There are combining Zambots, and they're more in, I'd say, the 9-inch scale. This is about 7 inches and would be just really, really difficult to do any kind of combining. And so, like a lot of the FA and DC figures, they have things on here that look like they would do something but don't. We got the fins on here, which looks like it has a hinge, but it doesn't do anything. And of course, that crazy spinal articulation. like that. I think it's a nice figure. I really like this one. Again, like some of the other ones, we have a red, blue, and yellow. I don't know why the Japanese like those colors so much. A lot of blues, a lot of reds, a lot of yellows, and this is one of them. So hopefully someday they'll have a Zambot 3. They'll release an English version. That would be kind of cool. Not a very long series. A lot of this series are more in the 40 plus, 50 plus range. So at 23 episodes, I don't know if that was what was planned or if maybe it wasn't doing that well. And so they cut it short. They kind of a lot of times crank out these animes. So they might decide midstream as they're animating whether it's worth continuing the series, and so maybe they had planned on more episodes and just cut it short. But I do think these figures are kind of interesting, or the concept of them from the 1970s, because these are kind of a representative of the evolution that eventually led to the Transformers. So you have the 3 combining robot with Zambot 3. You have the 5 with Combatler 5, Combatler V, and Voltus V. And so the Transformers, that evolution was into creating autonomous robots, not piloted robots. And so it always is kind of interesting to me that they always make these robots in a humanoid shape, but very few of these robots have any kind of self-awareness. And some of them are even just implied, like Giant Robo. There was some implication that he had some mental link with Daisaku Kusama and seemed to feel some emotions, but it was very subtle. But robots like Zambot 3, they're as autonomous as a car. They're just piloted. So that is Zambot 3 from Bandai Solar Chogokin, part of their full action line.